Sorry about that, had a dead battery. But now you can see I've moved up to a pretty large bottle here, and so that tank strap could be moved all the way up higher. But since I don't move the cart around on uneven surfaces, I'm really not worried about the bottle tilting. But it might be a good idea if you're going to weld up one of these carts to put the tank roughly about 2/3 of the way up from the bottom, so that if you do hit something rough, the tank won't go flying off. And then I've got my torch holder right there, and also I've got one at the rear. They're just some U-shaped pieces of metal, and I'll show you how they work here. A second. Grab your torch right here, and then you just plug it right in, and it holds. It's great. I use these things. Can't have enough of them. So I also leave my torch right there when I'm not using it. And that's basically the dimensions, so I hope that helps. And my table overhangs from here to here, but you can make your table any size that you want. Have a great day. Bye. Alright, another video. This is my MIG welding cart, and it's mostly made of angle iron, and I'll show you the construction, but I'm going to do the measurements on this. But the angle iron, there's an angle iron tray right here. I have it screwed in so I can adjust it. This is the second time around, so I've had to grind off all the welds and then move it up higher, because I started out with a Miller 130, the Miller-Matic 130, and now I'm up to the 211, which is a dual voltage machine. And so I'll give you some measurements here, but first a little preview. You can see that the top is removable. It's like 3/8 inch plate steel, and it's got these angle iron tabs, and I put a nut and a bolt on each side. You can see the one in the back. You basically can remove that and take the whole top out. That's the surface I use for welding all my projects, because the entire cart is grounded right there. So let me give you some measurements real quick, because that's what a few people have been. Okay, I'm going to give you the dimensions to the welding cart. I know a few of you have asked me for them. Apologize for taking so long. You know, with the holidays and everything, I've been kind of busy. So here's what we got. First measurement is the width, and the width is about 14 1/4. I'll just read them out because I don't expect you to be able to see it on this camera. And the height from the bottom of the frame all the way up to the top of the frame, right here, right below the level of the metal, is 3 feet, 36 inches. And this frame, once again, is angle iron, 1 inch angle iron, and the top is 1 inch square tubing. I just got that at a local steel supply place. It's for wrought iron fences and things like that. The actual metal up here, my welding surface, is from a scrap yard, and you buy it by the pound, and it's about 3/8 of an inch in thickness there. More than enough to handle pretty much anything you're welding. This is a homemade grounding clamp, another one of my projects. It's made with, I think that's 3/4 inch square tubing. Yep, 3/4 inch square tubing. I just welded it, and I put a little piece of strap steel there, 1 inch strap steel. And then I drilled a hole, got this thing from Harbor Freight. It's a magnet, and you can pull it off, pretty much clamp it to any metal surface. Then you take your grounding clamp, and you just clamp it anywhere you want on that handle, anywhere, and it works great. And I'll give you the dimensions of that since we're here. The handle's roughly 7 inches. It's about 3 1/4 this way, outside edge to outside edge, and then stuck to the magnet. Then about 4 inches right there. So if you want to make one of those, they're a great little device, little tool, and they're pretty dirt cheap, these magnets at Harbor Freight. And let's see, the cart, getting back to the cart, it is about 22 1/2 from the front frame to the back frame, and then The width here is the same as in the front, so it's about, what did I say? Well, I think I said 14 and a half. Yep, 14 and a half. And front to back, let me just do this. Sorry for the shaky video, but kind of hard to video everything and measure at the same time. So going from the front to the back, about 30 inches. And these wheels are 8-inch wheels. I suggest it's a compromise when you select them. You want to get a tall wheel if you've got to go over big expansion joints. And what this is 8 inches, so that means it's 4 inches from the bottom to there. And that means you're going to need a wheel in the front that is 4 inches from the bottom surface to the mounting point, like that. And that's so it doesn't sit angled down like a hot rod. And this is just a piece of steel. I think there's an old sign, and I pop riveted it in place. Just fast and easy. And then I also had, I believe, a couple of braces going across the bottom. It's going to be kind of hard. I'm going to see if I can get a picture here. Yeah, I used 2-inch strap steel, and I did it in 3 different spots. And you can see it. Maybe you can see it, right? If I could just find the camera here. There it is. That's one of them, going all the way across. And then you got, I put 3 of them in there. And then I welded the wheels on to the frame. Now, right here, I think I may have shown you this before. On the Miller-Matic, it's got a side door opening. I started out with a 130, but I'm up to a 211. So I put a little tab right here, and it's just a little bitty tab that holds my door like that when I'm playing around with my replacing my wire spool or adjusting the tension or even changing the polarity here. All of this can be accessed by keeping that door open, because there's nothing on this Miller that holds the door in place. So just move that little tab, and that tab is made out of a 1-inch strap steel. I just rounded it and put a little nut bolt on there. And then I've got my cord wraps in the back here, and one on the other side. And I wrap my AC cord around there. You can see my AC cord. And then I've got my tank strap. Now the tank strap, I started out on this cart with a small tank. It's like a 2-foot tall tank. And so the chain was in a perfect position.